friends, we need to face the truth about something. The various things that where you see, for example, the mayor of Los Angeles defending illegal aliens, from other countries, obviously, completely infesting LA, making them drug and gang dens, and just wrecking the place entirely. Why would the mayor do that to her own city? And theoretically, her own constituents that voted her into office to run the place. If you take things like this that don't make sense, and I can't go over it in this video, this is going to be real short, but you can find no shortage of examples of things that just don't make a lot of sense. On their face, they violate these fundamental notions that you have about, well, whoever's in charge of government, or whoever's in charge of this, that, or the other, whoever's, even if it's not government, even if it's just major institutions like the mainstream media, news that has been around, newspapers and outlets that have been around longer than even, radio and TV have existed. You can take these things, you can look at their stories, you can read all kinds of stuff that just doesn't make sense. There's spins on things that don't make sense. Like, if Donald Trump passes a tax cut, or if Donald Trump cures cancer or whatever, it will be universally hated. Even though if a different person did it, they would be cheering in the streets about it. So you have to look at these things and go, wait a minute. If the action is good, then why is it only bad if Trump does it? Or if you were elected by the American people to be the mayor of this city, why are you defending and trying to keep illegal aliens that are destroying the city from leaving the city? Well, none of this makes a lot of sense. But I found a way that you can apply a filter, if you will, to reality. And that filter will suddenly make everything make a lot of sense. And the way that you do this is just take all this stuff that makes no sense and apply, is this action that is being taken, is this position, is this reporting, is this spin on things, is any of this anti-white people? And you will find in most cases that, in fact, most of these situations are specifically anti-white. It's not about the illegal aliens. They don't matter. It's not about Donald Trump, really. He doesn't matter. What matters is that you adhere to anti-white people sentiment. That's it. They don't care where these illegals are from. If they could find, if there was some state somewhere that had 500,000 non-white people that would just show up in Los Angeles, they'd take it. Why would they take it? Because that applies what they think will be demographic change that will support them in future elections. But not just that, it really is just like a church. A lot of people don't even know why they hate white people. They just do. Why? Because their friends do, because everyone around them seems to, because they're sort of steeped in it. And the truth is, a lot of these people that just hate white people, they'll put out internships for jobs that say, you must fit one of these criteria to become an intern, Black, Asian, Pacific Islander, Latino, Hispanic, blah, blah, blah. And, you take the pie chart that's sliced up in all these slices of groups, and you notice only one slice isn't part of that chart. And then you take another chart, you notice only one slice isn't part of that chart. So rather than saying no white people, they say everybody else. But this stuff is ingrained so deep that a lot of people don't know what they're even doing anymore. A lot of people don't even know what they're fighting for anymore. And I think that one of the worst things, one of the reasons that they hate Donald Trump so much is that Donald Trump has made so many inroads with non-white people. See, the only thing that is a bigger threat than getting rid of 30 million illegal aliens that aren't white people, and thus, oh, we're on your side and we can manipulate you by voting you more money from the government bank. The only thing more threatening than that, you see, is, no, wait a minute, okay, if you bring in 30 million people that aren't white, well, guess what? We're gonna we have a way that we can get those people to vote for us instead of you. Oh, wait, no, you mean all these people we're bringing in so that we can keep control of everything and enact our radical agendas? You might be able to take them? Oh, we can't have that. And that's why Donald Trump is so evil. That's why Donald Trump is the baddest of the bad guys. It has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact that he's successful, particularly against the demographics that they're trying to pull in so that they can just run everything unquestioned. The fact that he can take those demographics that they're even pulling in away from them, that automatically means that Donald Trump is a threat. He's the biggest threat because now their big master plan to get rid of all the white people and replace them with non-white people that they think they can control, well, it turns out they can't control them quite so well anymore. And that may have been the case either way. The problem is Donald Trump makes it obvious. So, yeah. If you look at everything through a is this against white people lens, then all of the nonsense that you see, all of the things that make no sense, all of the weird policies, just all of it starts to suddenly make sense. It's about getting rid of white people. It's about cleaning out white nations using people from other nations that are garbage at managing themselves. Bring in people from other places. I'll tell you one thing right now. You notice that they're trying to pull in people from poor Central and South American countries and not from India so much. Yes, I know there are people from India that are coming over here too, but you notice how the U.S. doesn't seem to be pulling on India quite the way that Canada seems to have? Yeah, there's a reason for that. Because if you bring Indian people over here, okay, I admit a lot of Indian people have some problematic views. Rape's pretty popular over there, but a lot of Indian guys, especially, are mega-based. There are a lot of Indian people who support Donald Trump. Can't have those pesky Indians coming over here, huh? Yeah, that's why they want poor people from Central and South America, because they can walk up here, they can go through the holes in the line, and once they're in, you give them some money from the government dole, and you find a way to get them on the voting rolls, and then once they can vote themselves more money, they will. And guess who's going to give them more money? The Democrats. And that's the end of it. It all works. If you say, is it anti-white? It all works. And that's the thought I want to leave you with today. It is all about anti-whiteness. And if your morals include that you do not discriminate against people based on their race, then you can't support this. And if you do support this, you're violating that morality. And if you don't have that morality, if you do not have the notion that all people should be treated equally, granted equal availability of opportunity, not necessarily given opportunity, but they aren't blocked from it. If you don't adhere to those fundamental tenets, you don't belong in the United States of America, and you should self-deport, even if you're an American citizen. Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, is an evil person. She does not belong in the United States of America. She is toxic beyond belief. She has shown that she will adhere to the worst ends of the blue church forever. She needs to go. She needs to be deported. Someone needs to get rid of her. People like that don't belong here. And I don't know how many times we have to lean on this crutch of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but the whole notion that you should evaluate people by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin, sure does seem lost today, because the only skin color that it's okay to be absolutely horrific towards is anything that remotely resembles white. If you're Asian, but you're too pale, or you get not treated poorly, yeah, you get the idea. I gotta go. Something's brewing. Take it easy.
Super soft.